This Sunday on Press Pass, Lordstown Motors hits a financial speed bump. A filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission this week indicating the company might not be able to get commercial production of the Endurance running in time for its anticipated September launch date. In that regulatory filing, the company needed, quote, had substantial doubt about its ability to do that due to funding problems. Stock prices for Lordstown Motors rallied a bit this week after a late report from Reuters quoting that the company as saying they're debt-free, they have tangible assets and potential strategic investments over the long term. But does the company have enough time to get this project back on track? Joining us to weigh in on this developing news, auto analyst with Guidehouse, Sam Abel-Samid. Thank you so much for taking the time.
My pleasure. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You know, when you weigh the regulatory filing and the fact that Lordstown Motors officials say they're in talks with other investors to potentially gain some more capital, what does this scenario look like for the company if they want to get a product to market here in the near future?
Lordstown, has always faced a real uphill battle because they essentially had to completely retool the assembly plant that they purchased from GM, and clearly it has cost them a lot more to get to this point than they anticipated. And with all the various supply chain disruptions we've seen in the auto industry this year, we've seen a lot of commodity prices going up. And prices for a variety of parts that they need just to build their prototype vehicles. So it's been a big challenge for them, and they're going to have a hard time, I think, raising more capital, especially after the world has now seen the Ford F-150 Lightning, which is a directly competing product, and coming from an established automaker that has manufacturing facilities and the expertise to build it.
Auto analysts, financial experts, they've weighed in here on 21 News, including CNBC's Phil LeBeau. They say Lordstown Motors needs something like $2.5 billion. Is that your estimate? And do you think that there's room for both trucks in the market?
Longer term, to get up to really high volumes, yeah, that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of where they're going to need to raise to have enough production capacity to be really competitive. There's certainly room for multiple players in this market for pickup trucks, full-size pickup trucks. The problem is that there are already a number of other players in this sector, including established players like Ford and General Motors, and very likely in the not too distant future, Stellantis as well, formerly Fiat Chrysler. And all of them are going to have pickup trucks that have similar or better specifications to what Lordstown is offering. And for commercial customers, which are the ones that Lordstown is targeting, they rely on these trucks to generate their revenues, to get their work done. And they are probably going to be a lot more confident in buying an electric truck from an established player that they're already purchasing trucks from, and that have a lot of compatibility with the trucks that they already have in their fleet in terms of various parts, tools, servicing, and the upfit equipment that they put in their trucks. So they're much more likely they tend to be much more loyal to whatever they're already using than to switch to an unknown player like Lordstown.
Does an EV company like this have time to wait for new investors, especially given the fact that they are facing other issues aside from just the financial part? There are other lawsuits, questions about the product itself. What are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be hard because they had a very short window of opportunity to get out ahead of particularly Ford and General Motors, and that they're very probably going to miss that now. And even with that window of opportunity, it was only about a 6-month lead before the F-150 Lightning arrives. Not much more than that before we probably see the electric Chevy Silverado. And for most commercial customers, when they are making a big investment in their equipment for their company, if they have the option of buying from a known quantity and an existing supplier like Ford or GM at, in fact, a lower price than what Lordstown is offering, they're probably more than likely just going to wait an extra 6 months. There's no immediate rush to get electric trucks into their fleet, if it's a matter of 6 or 9 months.
Now, there's a lot of money involved here, no matter how you approach this. Is it normal for startups like Lordstown Motors to face scrutiny, investor class action lawsuits, or can Lordstown Motors really turn this process into an eventual success? And if so, what has to happen?
Oh, it's totally normal, and in fact, it's far more likely for a startup, especially in the automotive industry, because the capital expenses are so high to actually manufacture products as opposed to just building software. It's far more likely for a startup to fail than to succeed. Over the history of the auto industry, we've had thousands of automakers that have come and gone, and relatively few have survived over the long haul. Tesla is one of the few that has managed to make it more than a decade in production, and more than likely, many of the EV startups we've seen in recent years probably won't be around in another 5 or 10 years.
Okay, you're quoted in the Detroit Free Press this week. I pulled up the article, and you believe it's possible GM could decide to repossess the factory. A lot of questions around here about that. Why would General Motors consider that, and should the automaker do that? Because they have some invested interest in this battery plant's success. Next door, they've got the battery plant, and then they also have some stock in Lordstown Motors.
Yeah, I don't know that GM will repossess the plant. I don't know what the details of how the deal was structured with Lordstown to sell them the plant. And GM actually loaned Lordstown the money to buy the plant from GM. So they gave them about $40 million, of which $20 million of which roughly Lordstown paid back to GM to buy the plant from them in the first place. So I don't know the details of the structure. It's possible that GM could end up with having the plant back on its hands if Lordstown fails. That may not be the case, but it may turn out that at some point in the not too distant future, GM may decide that if Lordstown fails, they may decide they want that capacity again if they're successful with their upcoming lineup of EVs, and they're going to have a battery plant almost right next door anyway. So they're already investing about $1.5 billion in that battery plant. They may just decide, if Lordstown fails, to pick that plant back up again and start building vehicles there. We don't know.
Do you believe that this would have an impact on the voltage valley forming here? That's the hope, is that, with GM Lordstown's exit, we would have a new future. Do you think that can happen even if Lordstown Motors can't get their product to market?
Certainly the battery plant, the Ultium Cells plant that GM and LG Chem are building in that area is going. I have no doubt that one's going to succeed. That's something that's going to be around for the long haul. Most automakers, including GM, have committed to going all electric over the next decade and a half. And they're going to need a lot more battery production capacity than what they have today. So at the very least, that plant is going to succeed, I believe. And it may well turn out that GM, since they already have that property there, as they continue to expand their lineup of EVs, they may decide to do some further expansion there and add more production capacity in Lordstown. So even if Lordstown Motors fails, you're still going to have some EV related production going on in that area.
All right, interesting insight. And yeah, they are hiring at the battery plant, so jobs are here, at least to start. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Definitely appreciate having you on and giving us really your outlook on this, because you know so much about the background of this industry.
My pleasure. Have a great day.